Why are there so many white runners? Now, that's a weird question to ask, right? But today, I have a concept that I want to explore about context. Out of context, that's a weird comment to make. But let me go through it, even with my nasty ass voice. Yeah, don't mind the voice, that's how it's always going to be. At least for the next week, this is going to be my voice. It's not the hantavirus or whatever, hantavirus, so don't worry. But yeah, it's like my voice is barely there. Anyways, I want to talk about the context that people tend to miss in today's society and why it's going to be more important in the upcoming couple years. This was in my mouth. In the age of robotics and AI, AI can only make such short, contextual things based on a prompt. And if everyone's going to be lazy creating their prompts, they're not going to make a lot of context. Unless you make a whole AI movie based on an entire context that isn't developed by other pieces of art. And it's not going to be well thought out because that took hundreds of millions of years for humans to figure out how to have good context with their stories and multiple different perspectives. So different models and different variations and perspectives. Now let's extend that metaphor. So let's say I see a white guy transform into a dinosaur on a TikTok. Well, that doesn't really mean much to me at all because there's no context. What if I see, for example, somebody, doing like a heinous crime in my area? Well, that context it's going to affect me in my area. But that's context that I'm creating out of nowhere. If I do one Google search, I'm going to find that that's probably not true, and it's not going to be anywhere else. Scary part is that AI is not good at creating context yet. That's the scary part. But it will get very good at it, so we need to be good at recognizing what context there is, if there is any, and be able to have some sort of source of truth. So I just came from my run and the thought crossed my mind because I was like, dang, there's a lot of runners, specifically white men around the age of 20, which is me. I'm like, does that context even matter? And I guess the answer is it probably doesn't. But I'm going to eat this real quick and we will continue the metaphor explanation in a second. I'm going to pour it. It's hot honey chicken from Sweet Green. It's delicious. Oh, scrumdiddlyumptious. I'll give you a taste of it. Just 1 second. While I have to put the hot honey and I have to put the lime. Put the lime in the coconut. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. I started up the drawing again, y'all. And I finished my food. Time to throw it away. So, continuing that metaphor, as I was saying, let me grab some clothes first. Hold on. I'm also getting ready for bed. So, let's grab my favorite going to sleep shirt. Car alarm. So let's say we do one sentence, similar to what I said before, but let's do it with something that maybe people would have bad context for, where they're making it up themselves based on biases. So we'd say, what is that white guy running from? Okay? If I say that, it's just like, it's a weird comment. If I just say without white guy, I say, where's that runner coming from? Now I'm just curious about where he's coming from. But when I add the white, it's like, that's weird. What could he be running from? And then let's do even more crazy. And this would be in context of, Republican America. What is that black guy running from? But if he's just a jogger on the street, that's the context. But if you don't put that, people will assume their own context. And that's the issue, right? If I'm just curious about where that runner is coming from, why does race matter? Why does what he's doing matter? Why does it matter if it's a guy or a girl? And then we use our biases where we're making up something that might have context in the greater, broader scheme of the world, or what our biases are, or what's happening in the news. But the full context could just be, I saw a jogger out there. I gotta get going for shower. What are you guys doing in here? Well, I'm not gonna let this stop me. I have to go take a shower, so I'll be back. Can we get meta? Now, the context in this scenario is you're watching a white man get into a shower on your cellular device, on your computer, but people around you don't know that. So what are you gonna say to him? Well, the context is that he's telling you about context, and he's going about his nightly routine. So, onwards with the nightly routine. Gotta grab all my stuff. Ugh. Bunch of stuff. Dang. It's steamy up in here. Need to throw all these out, and you know what I'm gonna do. Ballin'. Got like 4. No laundry out tonight. Jeez. So yeah. Long story short, context matters. And I just wish that this new world would be able to look into information about AI, about clips, about fake news and different news on the internet before they really, are ready to post something on their Instagram or to spread that misinformation. They should check where it comes from and just see what is the context. Why are people saying this? What are both sides of the story saying? And we don't like to do that as Americans. We're not into that. Ugh. You already know what time it is. The context of this one, god damn, I love some LaCroix. And I have them in every video. So, turn off the lights, save that energy. And we're almost home free. I'm gonna take some time, but I'm gonna go right into the next one. So I will see you tomorrow. And we will be video gaming. And that's what I'm about to do just right now. Oh, wait. Before we do that, I need to do my thumbnail because context is everything. And this is probably why you clicked on the video. I'm about to show you a whole different reason. It's gonna be me. I thought about this already. I was like, I need to do this. It's gonna be me in the shower about to throw shampoo. That's the best I could do. But it's probably the reason why you clicked on this video. So I will see you at my desk. Peace out.